Okay, good afternoon, folks. I hope everyone is well. It is 26. I can't believe Saturday's the 1st of March. Really doesn't seem 5 minutes since Christmas, does it? It's gone so quick. So, Karina, good afternoon to you. Speedy, how you doing? Jan, how are you? Daryl, how you doing, buddy? And Tony, hi. Okay, so 15p accounts. I did another one about 13 minutes ago. Another evaluation which is passed. That takes me to 16. I have applied for another payment of $500. I should be able to apply for another one of $1,500 tomorrow. So fingers crossed. I think I've played the game right. Now, no trades on stream. However, I did take a trade later on. You can see my accounts have nudged a little bit. Going for 20 accounts. Well, the thing about 20 accounts is theoretically then you should stop paying. I think because I'm only trading one contract now, it's kind of removed the stress out of it. I don't know why I didn't stick at it earlier, but it's removed the stress out of it. So I think if I can get to 20, I can just forget evaluations and just concentrate on playing the game, you know what I mean? So, what have we got here? So, touch. Looks like a small break and a new low. Not a lot of volume, actually. Really small amount of volume overnight. That's nothing, really. Where did the market open? Here. So, a little bit more volume yesterday, but that's it. Just up and down. And it kind of seems like two legs, so... but yeah, very little. In fact, let me just move one of my charts over so I can see comments a bit better. That's better. So yeah, I mean, I didn't like the first time I had 20 accounts, but this time feels a bit different. So you can just forget about evaluations then and just carry on. So let me just put my overnight highs and lows just to see what kind of day we have. Let me just have a quick squint at the oh, I know what I'm missing. Put that up. My news guard. I don't think we got news. Tell a lie, we have. I'm glad I noticed that. So, let me just see. I had a message from Jan earlier. I think he said he hadn't done it. Let me just see if there's any updates available. It's that one, isn't it? No, not now. Okay, yeah, he did mention it. I was kind of rushing around. My daughter went to school late today. I was kind of rushing around. So, let's have a look. Alarms, I've got that set to 5 minutes. Yeah, he did say he was... I don't know, I'm talking about him. You're here, aren't you? He is putting a second alarm in. I think he said he's changing it to blue. That one, fingers in your ears. That one is red. I think he's changing the next one to blue, I think. But we have some medium impact news in just under 30 minutes and just under an hour. Now, it has started to play a big part, medium impact news, for some reason. I don't know why. 15 PAs, yeah, and I added an extra. I think I kind of wanted 15, but since I'm trading one contract, I just feel completely different. So let me just drop my seat down a touch. So let me just draw the chart. It does seem like okay. When you have that many PAs, you don't need to trade more than one. No, you don't, do you? You don't. And not only that, what I was finding with two contracts, because it was a little bit more risk, I just wanted to get out the trade. So if I'm risking two contracts, whatever how many points on two contracts, and only going for half the profit, I might as well reduce it down to one contract and go for the full amount of profit. I'll be making the same money. And, I won't be so wary about taking trades. So it just makes more sense. And you've got to lose one hell of a lot more to do you some damage. When I'm used to losing $300 taking that down to 150, it's not going to sting nowhere near as much. So yeah, so I'm in a good place at the moment. I think I've just matured and grown up a bit over the last 6 months, and I'm finally, I'm finally looking at things the way I should have done. It's kind of easier said than done, isn't it? But at the time, it's not that straightforward, is it? Spike and channel fits better. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at that in a sec. Although breakdown, yeah. If you trade all together, I would trade 10 and 10. In fact, to be honest with you, when I traded 10 and 10 last time, and it seemed to take forever, but I was trading 2 contracts at a time, so I don't mind trading them all in one go. I've got everything I need here to keep an eye on everything. I'm used to, shutting things down that shouldn't be up. So, as I say, I'm only risking 1 contract. So, I'm quite happy then to trade the full, kind of the full Monty. So, yeah, there's 2 options there. Touch with a break, 2 pushes to a new low and a possible retest. I'm just staying out of this at the moment because I don't know whether it's going to come down, test this area. So whether we're going to have 2 legs up and continue down, or whether this is, starting to look like a range and it may push up. So, see, looking at that daily, it's kind of, we've come right down here now, haven't we? And this looks like it may be losing a bit of momentum. So, I mean, we could get down here, but we have taken out these areas. That's kind of the lowest point, so that might be safe, that area there. I do like the fact, I think a lot of the times I was getting nervous to take a trade is because I knew if I lost it, that would be it for the day. For beginners, but absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're newer and, not that I'd suggest going for that many. I've kind of been round the block and I'm kind of, I think I'm kind of ready for it. And what I like as well is over half my accounts have got a nice amount of money in. As you can see, my lowest account there is $1,850. My highest account is nearly $3,700. So they're all really close to that drawdown, where that drawdown stops, and then in certain circumstances, if I can get a good setup, I may start to hold. John, how you doing, buddy? But and I still have my Guardian Angel. It's just reminded me, I know me and John talked about Guardian Angel when I first got it. It's a fantastic bit of software. If you guys are struggling with emotions and you haven't got Guardian Angel Trader, go get it. Good morning, Tuxic. Yeah, I don't think it was a terrible trade. We had 3 touches here. My only slight concern with taking something like that is we hadn't quite kissed that bottom. So I don't know whether we're going to have kind of 2 pushes up and down for another leg. It's a little bit early. It's a little bit earlier on in the game. Apex is improving fast now. Yeah, they are. Yeah. I'm still waiting at the moment, but in fact, where is my phone? Where is my phone? I might have to run off in a second. You feel naked without your phone, don't you? But yeah, I put in another $500 or $600, I think it was, for yesterday. Yeah, $600. I think I should be able to do a $1,500 for tomorrow. So that's an extra $2,000 on top of whatever I'm up this, about 2.5, isn't it? Something like that, whatever I'm up so far, 2.9. So 394, and that'll get me close to 5,000. So that'd be $12,000. Now, obviously, I've probably spent about 2,000 on, no, maybe not that much. 5, 6, so there's $600 plus probably another $400 or $500 in EVAR. So I probably spent 1,000 over the last couple of months. I can't see much more, maybe a little bit more. But that's a nice number. That's more than a comfortable wage. That is, about $5,000 a month. Even that at $60,000 a year. that's a full-time wage. And I only work sort of 3.5 hours a day. So thank you, John. I appreciate that, mate. I sort of thank having. It's good that I have a lot of you. I'm kind of glad this group's small because you get to know people better, and it becomes more personal. I like chatting with people. I watched a little bit of just 5 minutes of Patrick Whelan's. There's that many people. You can't properly answer people. You can't properly get to know people. And I like the fact that this is kind of small and a lot more personal because you can get to know people. I remember talking with John as soon as I saw his name pop up about Guardian Angel Trade. That's part of the reason why I bought it after talking to him. And Speedy's been here for a while now, and Yanaz, and Karina, and Darylaz, and Exponential. Those are names that I know and I see daily. So I like the fact that I know, who I'm sharing my day with. It's much nicer, I think. So, channel up with a break. Now, are we going to push up for another leg? The way we've bounced there, I would have said quite probably. So, if we do get an option... I'm just going to sort this out and I'm going to hunt down my phone just in case. Let me do a small micro there. Possible second entry long here. I tend to avoid these when we have a leg because a lot of the time they'll trigger longs here and come down for a second leg, but that's a very small channel up there, so it may not. Anyway, okay, excuse me just for a second. I'm going to have to hunt down my phone. Okay, found it. Yeah, I'm still waiting on a one I put in last night, I think, for something or other. I think it's for $600. Okay, so push up. Maybe that's something like that. Push up, break, new high. Let me just check there's no channel down. There may be. Trouble is, we've had a break from this channel, 2 pushes sooner than low. We've had a break and a new push. So, let me just see if I can get a bit of feedback on that. See if anybody's drawn anything there. See, Thomas Wade has got something like that. which is a bit odd, I think. He's got something like that. Excuse me. Not sure about that. Not sure about that either. So he's got that with a break and new low. I don't think it really matters too much there anyway. It's played out whether it's a break here or here. Possible push up for a second leg there. It's a bit congested there. Is it a leg and a leg? Quite possibly, but I'm just a little bit unsure as what's going on here. I don't think that's part of a channel down. I'm just going to draw that there just in case, because it may be. So there is a second entry short there. I actually don't think that's a terrible trade, but it's just stacked up, so it may trigger you and push higher. So at the moment, I think the sensible thing to do is to leave that alone. Because we've had a leg up and sideways, it could trigger that and push up here. So I'm going to sit tight there. See, what I will say is if I keep that tight to that, it may just be an attempt of pushing down again. A leg up sideways and a leg up. I'm going to get rid of that. My gut feeling is this is going to push up for a second leg. Push up, sideways, push up. So channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Is this two pushes up? Could be. See, we could be having that. And then with a move down. Chris, how you doing, buddy? G Mersh, yeah, I do, yeah. He was, I think he was in the reserves military, and I think he went away on, I don't know what he did, but I think he went away, didn't he? Excuse me. A lot. He did used to take a lot of traps, yeah. He did. Choppy lately. Sorry, Sam. Sorry. Good morning, Sam. Sorry, bud. Hold on a second. Sorry. Yeah, I think he had something to do with the military, didn't he? And he did. Well, I have a feeling he messaged me or emailed me maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago, just out the blue. Because I chatted with him a little bit now and again. And he had something to do with the military. I think he was in the reserves or so. So whether he went away on any type of active duty, I'm not sure. But yeah, he did, didn't he? He'd put his order up there, wouldn't he? And when it trapped or when it triggered a trap, he'd put his order up here so it pushed up. But yeah, he did. But yeah, I mean, people come and go in this business. Moomoo's another one as well. I haven't seen Moomoo. He kind of just appeared off the face of the planet. Bounced off the trend going up from yesterday's. It does kind of look like it, doesn't it? Whether there's something larger there may be. Somewhere around about there. Yeah, it kind of looks like. I'm going to tighten that a little bit. Put it like that, I think, because that makes a bit more sense. Let me just make this a bit bigger. Sorry about that. I've just got a bit of a tickly cough at the moment. So I was just going to say, it does look very rangy, kind of a leg and a leg. I mean, it's hard to know exactly where this thing's going to go, but it looks like we pushed up and then a bounce and then up it went. Yeah, it is much more relaxing. I feel completely different trading one contract. I know I've got to lose 2 trades to lose the same amount that I did before, and it just takes the pressure off, and that's making me feel like, given the right setup, I'm going to hold on a little bit. We had that correction yesterday that I said I definitely would have taken. I forget where it was. Was it we had that push up? That one there I liked. But the bar wasn't fantastic, but we did something similar a couple of days. They're centre of the pattern, like Max says, and it really was the centre of the pattern because you can see it, can't you? Look at that. Leg up, correction, and a leg up. So if you can get in there for a small bar, that's the type of setup the gorilla guy used to take, and he used to get up to the top here and then just follow it up per swing. So if you can play them right, there's some decent money. What any trades on yet? No, I haven't done anything yet apart from an evaluation. So, in fact, have I actually opened something? I think I have, haven't I?
Order submitted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. One of them I'm not trading. I'm waiting on that
Order
payment.
cancelled.
Which is 27. 27, yeah. $500 I'm waiting for. Okay, channel break, new high. So that is now played out. So let's see if we get any type of rejection. This is yesterday's open, I believe. What's missing there? Okay, the evaluation. Okay, tiny bar there, 6 ticks. Wasn't paying attention to that. So 3 points should have been in and out of that before that bar ended. Fast, yeah, it seemed to, didn't it? If we can get a lower high there or something, that channel has played out, and it is looking very rangy at the moment, isn't it? So, a concern about the wider uptrend, yeah. If it's a small enough bar seat, then sometimes it's worth the risk for the potential reward. You're still working a channel, are you? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's the kind of trade I just avoid anyway. I'm not very good at picking tops. But for a small risk, if you've got a tick below it, there's certainly comfortably 3 points there, and it's only a point and a half as well. Ah, okay. Glad that come up. I've forgotten all about the news. I should still put something, I think. Just in case. Yeah, see, I can't hear anything, but I clearly saw that. I still put something. I don't think you can ever have enough. When is it? In 5 minutes, isn't it? Oh, we should hopefully. Oh, no, he hasn't done it yet. I think there's going to be a blue one available. Danger, danger. So, is this going to be 2 legs and a push-up? It's hard to say. So, Dan has got that as one channel with a break and a new high. So, I'm going to get rid of that, I think. We really need to get below that EMA, don't we? News, 3.5 minutes. Looks to me like this thing's going to push. Trouble is, that news can do funny things, can't it? I mean, there's always a possibility of 2 legs and it pushes up some more. I wasn't a massive fan of the channel. Let's just put it back. It doesn't look terrible. I just don't like this bit here and this bit. So, yeah, that to me is starting to look like maybe it is rejecting off there. Trouble is, you need a lower high or something, ideally a bull bar to trigger. But the trouble is that news is knocking on the door. See if you if you're good at picking these areas and you can, trade these ranges, the potential for a lot of profit, I mean, is good even from there. Even if you can get down to there, I mean, look, there's a ton of points there potentially. Okay, news is coming up in just over a minute and a half. So let's just stick that right there, I think. Now, there is a big bullish bar there, and that is triggered by a tick. So let's see what happens here. I'm guessing this may come down. That's if it's ranging. It may go up and have a test of it, but this will tell us, I think, if there's a bigger channel, which means there's a break and a push-up. Max said a few times to target the other side of the range with a runner. In a lot of cases, it'd be good for, yeah. The trouble is, a lot lately, when we get these ranges, they tend to hit different tops and different bottoms, which make them almost bloody impossible to. But as far as we go, I mean, if you look at that, that's pretty consistent, and that's about as consistent as you can get at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, that will be a triple test depending how it comes. Unfortunately, we got the news. I will be looking for a lower high there, but that might absolutely just drop now. Typical, isn't it? But the news is in 30 seconds, so hopefully if it comes and goes, we still may get an option if this thing does decide to come down. Okay, so news coming up in 15 seconds. Okay, push up and clear that on a bearish bar. So it didn't do nothing major. Now it's flickering around. Let's see what happens with this. This is a triple test, this, but I don't want to get in there. I'd rather wait for that lower high. $17 ticks anyway. I'd like to see that trigger and then work down. If it does work down, it may come back. Yeah, it's a bit finicky, isn't it? There is a lower high, but it's a bit neutral, isn't it? And it's kind of floating. See, we've got a leg up. We could get another leg up. But if there is a channel, then we're close to the top of it, so maybe it may work down. So that one stayed intact. So we know there'll be some stops below there, possibly there. A second entry long. I wouldn't want to go long into that because it is struggling to get above there, so that may cause some problems. This thing looks like it could drop. It's given us that kind of 3 attempts. Okay, so it has broken above there, just. So are we getting a leg and a leg? We may well do. We could just get a break. 2 pushes to a new high. We could be getting something like that. Trump speech again. Anybody see his Trump Towers thing? Was it Gaza, Trump, Gaza, Trump, Gaza, whatever it was? Just politics is just getting interesting at the moment, isn't it? Odd, but interesting. He wants to turn the Gaza Strip, doesn't he? Missed 2 good ones, but caught second entry long at the bottom. So it's a bit of a runner. Like yesterday's. Yeah. So this looks like it may be continuing up. It's a bit early to trade it long at the moment, but it could do. The trouble is with Trump, he could speak at any time, really, couldn't he? We're all walking on a tightrope to a degree, aren't we? You never quite know what he's going to say or how it's going to affect us. Good with no tilt so far. If you are having problems with it, bud, consider getting that Guardian Angel trader. That will help you no end. That way, in the cold light of day, when you're nice and calm before you trade, you can set it all so you kind of follow your rules. You don't have a choice then. Still a bit early to go long at the moment. I mean, we could move this up to there, which wouldn't be terrible. I'm going to leave it like that just at the moment. Or we could push up again. I don't know how I feel about going long at the moment. Yeah, it is, yeah. No, the trouble is with Rhythmic, you can go in and change it. The thing about Guardian Angel Trader, you can set it so you can't even delete the software. Like for a fail second entry long. Yeah, I'm on two minds whether this thing it's struggling to get up, but it's pushing up and pushing up. And if it holds here, it may go up, but I'm certainly not looking for a long at the moment. And this thing does look like it's about to drop. So failure or lower high or something like that. The trouble is sometimes it just comes down that fast and you don't get a chance. So we are below the EMA. Now there is a bit of support there, so whether this is going to range a bit. The trouble is if it is kind of a rangy, we've had a breakout at the top. Often that will lead to a breakout down here. And if it does break out down here below things like this, it may decide to come down. My only other concern is something like this. Maybe a spike and channel. I think it's a bit early, but it could well be. Yeah, I mean, if we've had a channel there, we've had a break of it and a new high anyway. Excuse me a sec. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay, that's interesting. Bit too early. We want something a little bit lower, just in case. I'm hoping on this other chart, see, there's a little bull bar that's triggered, so I'm hoping we may get a short here. So we got a little double top there. What's going to happen? It looks like it's going to break above it, doesn't it? Just trying to push up. Okay, so that high has been broken. So is it going to push up or are we going to get a second entry short? See, I could take that up to there. Trouble is, we broke out once and pulled back in. Now we're out again. My concern is this thing goes higher, and I have a feeling it's going to. Let me just check. See, if that's the channel, we've had a break, 2 pushes to a new high. If that's the channel, but I'm not sure. I think you have to give this some space. We've had 2 legs up. It is looking like it's going to push up, and if you look at this leg and a leg, it kind of would make sense. The context is saying we've had a bit of sideways there, and we've had 1 leg up and a second leg up. So I'd say there's more of a chance this thing is going to go up. I think on the daily EMAs, yeah, it is. Got the daily up here, so you know we've broken below this area here. Is this going to go lower? I'm not sure. I certainly won't want to be thinking short there. This thing looks like it's pulling back, so it may well go higher. So there's a second entry short that's triggered. If we can bounce here and push up, don't do that. Let me just have a look at whether there's any type of. I'm not sure about that. I mean, we push up, we go sideways, we push up. I have a feeling this thing is looking like it's going to push up. I'm not sure. Great, it's looking like it, isn't it? There is, trouble is, it's so far from that EMA. It's 14 ticks and we're at the top already. I don't think you can take that. Obviously, Mac will tell us you need to be out before the highs. When you get in there, you're at the highs, so you don't know it's going to do that. Another thing that's making me nervous about jumping in long there is this. If there is some kind of a spike and channel, we're at the top of it, so it could trigger you and push down. You see what I mean? So going long in that for me is you can't do it in my opinion. Yeah, it's a failure, but that is not a fantastic looking bear bar. And if you look, we're making higher highs. That's telling me this isn't a market to short at the moment. And I still won't want to go long. There's nothing to the highs. You can't do anything, unfortunately. So you can't trade that as a Pats trader, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what they can and can't do. Yeah, look, Dan's just put this up as well. So he's looking at that. So going along there, you can't really do it, I don't think. You don't know it's going to do that. You know, you may think, oh, there'll be some stops here, but they've already been taken out by this. So there you go. Also need a Pride. Yeah, it's hard to say really, isn't it? But also, we've got the possibility of a bigger leg here. Didn't reach it. A lot of times it'll do that with a spike and channel. We'll have a spike and channel. We'll have a spike out the top of it. Turner's done that. Two-tier. That, I think, is a very unusual channel. And if you notice, sometimes Mac does that. Dan's done it. And I've always thought that's a bit odd. But thinking about it, that's the type of thing that Mac will do. Really odd-looking channels. I don't like it. It looks odd. But I wouldn't be shocked to see that on Mac's chart. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, if it is a two, I mean, look, if you look at that, it fits perfectly. Now, yeah, we've had a possible overshoot, mate. This area may pull back, but you know, if you lifted that up, you could say, yeah, but if it's an overshoot, you wouldn't necessarily want to be going long. So it does look odd, but well, you know, what do you do? I rate him as a trader. In fact, I don't think he's been trading as long as Thomas Wade, but I rate him more than Thomas Wade as a Pats trader. Just by the way, because I flick backwards and forwards sometimes, and I see some of Thomas Wade's, and I see some of Dan's, and Dan's make more sense to me. When the trades work on odd overshoots, Mac will mark them even if the midline doesn't work when it's a loss. Yeah, it's just. It's odd, isn't it? But to me, I think that the overall picture, this to me just looks like two legs up. Let's have a look at the 10,000, see if that, sometimes it just clears things up, doesn't it? Yeah. Does look to me like just a leg and a leg, doesn't it? We're coming up to yesterday's highs here, so leg and a leg. So I mean, there's something there possibly with a break and a new high. Maybe. Let's get this measured leg right. So we've got some more news. I don't know why I got rid of that. Crude oil inventories. That doesn't do too much to this. If I was trading the CL chart, then I would. But okay, it's pushed up at that measured leg. So let's just put this on here. I still like to do it. I don't think you can ever have enough. Sorry. I don't think you can have ever I don't think you can have enough help really when it comes to this. You've only got to make the mistake once. I'll put high impact. It's actually medium, so news is news, and if it cripples your account, it's important news, isn't it? Okay, so we are bouncing. Excuse me a sec. We are bouncing at that measured leg, so leg and a leg. It's quite straightforward, isn't it? It's quite clear. So let's ditch that now. Puts a lot of importance on the email. Yeah, he does. Yeah. I wouldn't expect to see that chart on Thomas Wade's. In fact, let's have a flick over. Where's Thomas's? Thomas Wade has got this. You get to know the different traders and what they like, and Thomas Wade has got that. Now, let's just pull this one out the way a minute. I don't think it looks terrible, actually. And part of the reason, as we know, channels will go up, they'll go sideways, and they'll go up. And that's kind of what it's done. So I actually don't mind that. In fact, I think I actually prefer that to Dan's, I think. I've never got on with these kind of looking charts. And not only that, if it is, we're out the top of it now. So I'm going to get rid of that, I think. I prefer that. I mean, ultimately, you have to do what you think's right, don't you? So there's possibly another leg up here. More reasons I could find to stay out of it, yeah. Yeah, that looks like something small. I mean, this thing's slowly grinding up, isn't it? I mean, there are channels within channels. If you just draw one big channel, you're going to miss out a lot, aren't you? So I'd say for me, it's more likely that. With a break, 2 pushes to a new high. Now, obviously, we could form another channel. That's what you have. Yeah, I actually prefer that, I think. I mean, it may just be 2 legs. Sometimes if it doesn't fit very neat, you're better off just getting rid of the thing anyway. But that, to me, actually doesn't fit that bad. It fits nice at the top here. But as we know, price goes up, it goes sideways, or it corrects. It goes up, it corrects. Same here, we push up, we go sideways, we push up, we're at the top here. But same thing there, up, sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways. So that's kind of making sense. I think the thing that told me this was going to push higher is we're ranging a little bit there. We had a break out the top. Often you'll get one out this side as well, and we couldn't get down there before it eventually got up here and started to push. So you can't take a trade here at the minute in case we get a leg and a leg, but that looks okay with the break. 2 pushes to a new high, so you've got to put longs on hold at the moment. My position on MSTR is up $500. Good on you. What's crypto doing today? You know, I used to watch crypto about 20 times a day. I tend to just leave it alone now. Okay, that's... Sorry about that. Excuse me a sec. I'll just go and change my underwear. Sorry about that. I nearly physically shit myself there. Oh, Virgin Media knocking on doors. Every time the door knocks, the dogs bark, and it take a couple of years, shave a couple of years off my life. Okay, so leg and a leg. Can't take that. It's floating in the middle of nowhere. If I'm going to go long there, it's going to have to come down to here and confirm this for me. Got my heart's going like crazy now. Oh. Deep breaths. I might have to go and have a whiskey. Any excuse. Okay, let's have a look. It may just be 2 legs up. What I will say is if this is a channel, we are struggling to get even close to the top. So, accidentally dropping all that. I'm quite glad. In fact, I used to have a bit of software called One Click Trader, and it had a buy and sell button here, and I accidentally clicked it. I got rid of it then. I like the fact that my buy and sell orders are up top out the way. Took out yesterday's. Yeah, it did. I noticed that there. So I'm wondering whether that is a spiking channel. In fact, that kind of would make much more sense because that would put us there. Oh, news. Okay. The good thing is I can miss that. I can't miss that. It's right in your face, and that's what you need. So that to me looks like a spiking channel. I still would avoid any longs here at the moment because we've had a channel down with a break. If anybody went long there, you just got stopped out. I have to get out on the news. You can trade the news as long as it's part of your strategy. If you're trading the news on an evaluation, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But I wouldn't trade the news on a PA account because it can cripple you potentially. Okay, channel break, new extreme. Now, I'll see how this finishes because I don't think this is terrible at the moment. It's a small risk. It's a small risk, but there's something. Let me have a look. Let's see if we get a higher low, just in case we have a channel down there with 2 pushes up. Yeah, if it's part of your normal strategy, you can. But to be honest with you, the way the news operates, I wouldn't trade a PA account. I did it once by accident. If it's your strategy, you can. But I wouldn't because obviously news can be volatile. I know it's medium impact news and it may not do something, but I had a 2-point stop once and it pushed through that fast. It ended up stopping me out for 5 points. Let's see if we get a higher low here. I was just looking there. It's kind of a triple test, isn't it? It might have been worth going for that. But we have got this news coming up. My concern was we have a channel, 2 attempts to push high, and we come down for another leg, and this is a break because we're struggling to get to the top here. So whenever it comes away from the top, that makes me a bit cautious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if you're on a bigger time scale, it's not so much. But the 2000 tick chart, it affects us. I mean, on the daily, you probably wouldn't even notice. In most cases, medium impact news has never really done much, but lately, over the last 6 months, it started really spiking from time to time, spiking enough for you to stay out. It's another reason why I left that channel down, 2 attempts to push higher, leg down as well now. That is looking like it might be a nice correction. So if you got into that, you'd have got something out of it, but it's just something about this I'm not a massive fan of. You'd have got 2.25 out of it, maybe 2.5. But that looks like a correction. I actually really like that. I really like that. That is a lovely correction, but the news is coming up in a minute and a half. I so want to take that, but I'm not going to. I really like that. A leg down, sideways and a leg down. And it's almost like a fell break out of a range, but shoulder, head, shoulder. Could be a bearish pattern. That's the type of thing I like, but I am going to stay out of it. Sometimes when you get that, we'll have a leg up, you'll get that, and up it'll go again. But just notice Thomas Wade has put that. No, that's even odder. See if we get 2 legs. Okay, we're at 2 legs there. Leg and a leg. This second leg has broken into 2. I just want that news to hurry up because if this thing turns bullish, it may. Just going to bring this down to overnight highs. Okay, news. I mean, it's oil. I don't see it. I don't see it as going to do anything major. Okay, that second leg down is a bit too far for me. It's very tempting, but I'm going to sit tight. We've gone a little bit past the second leg there. See if we get a higher low or something. Okay, that news is sorted now. It is a correction, but that came down a little bit further. But look, damn it. Bar was reasonably big as well. Right off, keepers down as it drawn. Oh, key entry point. Let's have a look. We have another look. Let me just have a look. So Dan's got it drawn. Like that, I think. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, I don't feel confident taking something like that. I mean, it was more of interest because of a leg, but it went a little bit further than a leg, and that's what made me a little bit nervous. Oh, don't do it. They worked so well, it just came down a little bit further than I liked. But what I will say is it bounced off the overnight highs. So that might be cool. But I think it was 14 ticks. It was 14 ticks. So I think there's a chance this thing could push quite a bit higher. Yeah, Dan did take it as well. So yeah, he's got that right off that key entry point, so it did work. Excuse me a sec. Okay, push up sideways. We can get a second entry long gear. Or even a failure out of this. Channel break new high. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it, when you get this sort of up and down kind of malarkey. It's kind of like a failure there, isn't there? Let's see if this pushes up. So if you look at this as a channel, we got 2 attempts to push higher, so a leg and a leg. Actually,
order submitted.
I like this. Looks like I've taken a trade on my other chart.
Order filled.
Okay. PA40. What happened with PA40? Did it work? Yeah, it did. Okay. Okay, everything worked as it's supposed to. I like this. I'll just bring it in. We had like a little failed breakout. I like this. We came back. It was kind of breakout. Start again. I saw it as a fail break. We got a push up there, looking like we're going to have these new highs. So we got 2 legs back and a push up. I was just looking at getting to the highs. So quick 3 points there. See, I'd have probably got out of that early if I'd have taken maybe another one there. Breakout pullback. Do I like that? It's kind of like a higher low, isn't it? Let's see how this finishes. It's too big. I think it'd probably work up to the highs. It's 17 ticks though. So I'm just going to sit tight here. Sometimes you can get a little bit too confident and jump into a trade. And I don't want to do that. So it looked much better on my other chart. So I traded that as a failed break. We had a push sideways, breakout. There's definitely some bears stuck there, I would say. But then we had that little bull bar there. So I like that. It wasn't a huge risk, I don't think so. 3 points there. So 3 points. Trade 27. No, I didn't. Okay, that's good. So it hasn't triggered that one anyway. So how many monitors are you using? I've got 4, bud. I'll tell you what, let me just, if I can grab this, it's probably going to go a bit funny, but can you see that, can you? That's my kind of setup at the moment, if you can see that. So I've got the little light there, which makes my face look dead young. It doesn't actually work, I don't think. But yeah, 4 monitors. So the top there, you can see there's YouTube. And my second chart, there's my main chart there. Over the bottom, I've got my Ninja Trader, the Discord, and a couple of other rhythmic bits down there. And at the top, I've got a 10,000 tick chart, and over there, I've got OBS, which is what I run this stuff with. So that might give you a bit of an idea. Sorry if the picture went a bit funky. So, okay, so yeah, so that gives you kind of an idea what I'm looking at. So yeah, I have 4 monitor, and I got one of those sit-stand desks as well, which I don't actually use. So, 1 attempt to go lower, 2nd attempt. So, yeah, I'm glad I got out of that because look what happened. So, sorry, quick recap of this. let's look at the chart. What chart did I have? I think I had something like that, I think. Somewhere along there, we had two legs down, a push up with a pull back, and then up. So it's going a bit sideways there. So I took that as a kind of a fail breakout. We had a push up there as a fail breakout, and it worked quick, to be honest with you. So it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I liked it because we push up, we go sideways, we dropped, and as soon as we come down and form that little bull bar, for me, it was worth taking that. Wasn't a huge risk. That's the beauty of having another one. I wouldn't have taken it on here. Lag and a lag. I think this probably will push up. Expected it to drop down for a second leg. It may do, yeah. It's starting to stack up a bit now, isn't it? Sometimes I think you can just see areas where price is likely to push to. And I think really when you do get a little bit of experience, I think it's okay to take stuff where you've got a strong feeling I can figure out what's going on. I'd have said there'd have been some stops there maybe, but I liked it. It was a little trade. I wasn't expecting miracles, but I liked it. We push up. We have two legs down. We push up strong, go a little bit of sideways, drop out, and then immediately, I think usually you can get a good indication of how well a trade works, which gives you more of an indication, how many kind of buyers are in there, and it pushed up. It pushed up quick there. So if you're getting like a tick, I mean, we're up 3 points there in that first bar, little pullback and then straight up again. But the whole thing went up basically 6 points. So it gave me everything I needed, but we kind of got a leg and a leg. So we have a leg and a leg down, a leg and a leg up, and I don't know, this looks like it's going sideways. I'm guessing it's probably going to push up there. It probably will work, but I very nearly got into that, but it didn't trigger on this chart. But I read somewhere a while back about if you take a trade and you see another one develop, as soon as you've won a trade, sometimes it's a good idea to avoid it because it's very easy to get that kind of a little bit overconfident. But I looked at it, but then I can see all this area here. So, and luckily because it triggered, it came straight down and stopped it out. So all I was after is the kind of second leg up. But it does look like it's eventually starting to, isn't it? But I may not have taken that going for 3 contracts. It was maybe a slightly more risky one, but I like the look of it. And I think after a while, when you sit here day after day, you're done. Yeah, you take it easy, bud. When you sit here day after day, you do get a kind of a feeling where price is going to go, don't you, in the short term. But I like the fact we had a nice correction. I'd have taken that one. I was very tempted. My only slight concern is it was around the news and that second leg of correction came down a little bit further. But what I should have done is thought, okay, we'll bounce in there. So as that bar formed. But what I like, when you take these corrections, and I used to watch the Gorilla Trader taking these, it never comes back and takes that out. That's obviously if you've got the right context. And the context is we're clearly pushing up. We have a correction. And I fully expect this to, at least break the highs, but potentially push up. And a lot of the time it'll do this, but it never comes back and takes out, or rarely. Still showing trades up. Look, does this sometimes, but the important bit is as long as you've got nothing showing there, they're all greyed out. There's nothing live. So if I disconnect, it says I have 3 open positions. I haven't. And then reconnect. Okay, they've disappeared. But it's more important than anything to make sure you have that positions. When these are live, you'll get like there'll be a red cross. You can shut them down individually as well if you want to get out of some of them, but not the rest. See those. I only traded 14. One I'm still waiting for approval, but I traded 14. That's it's quick $2,000 by just trading one contract. If you can do that 3 times a week, that's $6,000 going in your account. That's just on 14 accounts. That's over $6,000 a week going into your accounts. $25,000 a month. So you don't need to earn a lot really when you've got more contracts, more accounts. Sorry. So looking for maybe a second entry long here. It is struggling a little bit, I think. Now, I will say I'm expecting it to push up, but it's starting to almost go sideways, which makes me nervous because a lot of the times when it struggles to get up, it'll have a rush down. Excuse me just a second. I think we just got a parcel. Sorry about that. Okay, little micro there. I'd have preferred to break this little low first. These, I think, are vulnerable. I wouldn't take these. They're asking to be stopped out. And I don't like the way this is starting to go a bit sideways. So clearly struggling a bit there. So I think this may come down. And if anybody did get long here, I think they're a bit vulnerable. I hope they're not. So that's what I was expecting. So they're just vulnerable. Them. Been waiting for this second leg down. The trouble is, if you like that channel, now we've got varied ideas of channels here. It's a bit hard to figure out what's going on here. But now, to me, this is looking sideways. And in the past, I've thought I need to get in here because this is pushing up to the top. And if you get into weak positions, which I used to do all the time, so many times it would trigger you and then just flush down and take you out. It used to absolutely infuriate me. 2 legs down, that doesn't look too bad, but it's 18 ticks. And we are a bit sideways, so it is a little correction. So I think it would probably work, but I'm not getting in for 18 ticks, not when I'm already up. Max mid-morning has done spike and channel. Does it really? So here, yeah. Let's have a look. So where is it? Isn't it something like that? Let's do it like that. So he's got something like that, yeah. Yeah, I think 2 legs down, that would probably work, but I'm staying out of this at the moment because it's sideways, and in fact, I'm even going to get rid of that. I don't like how this is going. If that is a spike and channel, this is a bit weird. It's off the bodies, not the stem. So it's like that, yeah. Let's just get rid of that because that's weird, isn't it? Yeah. See, I always used to think they look weird, but it actually, strangely enough, doesn't actually look that bad. They are a bit odd, but what can I say? I can't, you know, Mac knows what he's doing. So he's obviously been using this for a long time, and it clearly works. So now there is the second entry long, then there is a higher low, and I don't think that's terrible. But we're coming into the highs there, so it is rangy, so it could trigger and come down. You see what I mean? So going long there for me, I just can't do it. See what I mean? It's going very sideways, isn't it? You never know when it's going to trigger you and then come down. But it did work. As I say, I don't think that was a terrible trade. It was just 18 ticks. Tick above, tick below. I'm not when I've already taken a trade. They're waiting for Trump, are they? What time's Trump coming in, Karina? Do you know? Let me just move my camera. It's almost got me out of shot, isn't it? Next way. That's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, 8:40 UK time. So, did anybody take that? I think it's a little bit choppy here. My concern is now we have got 2 legs down. It is a second entry long. You can call it a triple test, but there's not that much room to the highs. So if you go a tick above it, there's 2.7 to the highs. So for me, I'm just not a fan of this. And look at that all of a sudden. So if you got in there, I mean, you'd have got your points. But I wouldn't want to go long into this at the moment because although this is kind of working, this is almost going sideways. Did anybody take it? I can't see. No. Do you know what? This guy, his channel looks so much better. Look how it's fitting there and at the bottom. Mine isn't doing that. His is fitting on here. Okay, so here he's got a big pin bar and a bit here as well. So he's almost got that like that. Looks a bit odd, isn't it? just goes to show these things are so different sometimes. Let's have a look at my other chart. Looks the same. I don't like this. I think that was an okay trade. It was 18 ticks, tick above, tick below, 20 trades, 5 points. I'm not risking 5 points when it's like this because there's always that possibility it could touch here and bounce. When Dan finishes his website, I don't know. I'll ask him, shall I? Sorry. Let's take caps off. One second. Excuse me a second, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, it's just chopping now. I mean, that, actually, will Matt mark that? Yeah, he will do. I've got no doubt he will. It is a second entry long. You could call it a triple test. The trouble is I go for 3 points. And there isn't a great deal of space. I'd have to push through to there. So you just don't know whether it's going to come back down. It's a little bit far off there as well. And for that amount of size, budget passed last night, relief rally. Still waiting on that one account to. The one I did on Tuesday was approved for 600. The one I did on Monday was approved for 550. I've got another 500, and hopefully I should. I should be able to do at least $1,500 on an account tomorrow, so that should put me up to 5,000, 4, 5. That should put me up to 5,000 this month. And the beauty is as well, all this money I've made on these accounts, it's only been out of 3 accounts. 3 or 4, yeah, 3 accounts, I think. 3 or 4 accounts, no more than 4. So obviously a lot of the others are kind of progressing now. So my lowest accounts, obviously not the new ones, are basically at 2,000 now. So there's 29 there at 2.4. That's one I can draw on at some point. 28, that's close. So there's a lot of these. That one's not far off. That one's not far off. That one as well. That's at nearly 3,000. So they're all growing quite nice and rosy. So if I take off the 329, say 30,000, taking off 327,000, is that about right? So all these accounts now build up to about 26,000, just under 26,000. So it's growing nice. Well, more my mission is this year is just to get consistent payment every month. I'm not really too bothered how much it is. I think it's more important getting some consistency. Still a bit of an odd channel, this, isn't it? It's, you know, I get it, it fitted there, but we're kind of doing something a bit odd now. I asked Dan a question, didn't I? Where was it? I haven't asked it on Thomas Ways. That's going to look good, is it? Oh, I haven't posted on Thomas Ways, have I? God, there's a hell of a lot of chit chat on the Dan's today. A hell of a lot. Was it 25? When did I ask the question? Oh, I bet I've asked it on Thomas Wade's. Please tell me I haven't. Oh shit! That doesn't look good. Crap. That doesn't look good. Let me just copy that. I'll delete it. Oh, you idiot. Delete it. I shouldn't be asking questions on Thomas Wade's forum. On this Discord about, Dan, when's your website going to be up ready? Let's paste it on there. Sometime early March. Okay, so his website is going to be finished sometime early March. If that helps, it was me who was asked. Can't remember. I'm not liking this now. Let's just kill the colour. So no, I'm getting rid of that. I don't like it. This looks better, I think. 2 legs up with a break, or maybe that is a channel. Channel with a correction. This looks like a second leg up. Maybe a spike and channel. Let's do it like that. So that looks nice to me. I like that. Funny enough, Dan's just literally 09. Just put them on. So he's still looking at that and that as well. So Is it relevant at the moment? I don't think the bigger thing is going to play a part. It's obviously more important what it's doing here at the moment, isn't it? Unless it does bounce, but it doesn't fit as nice. Doesn't fit as nice for me. Or maybe it does. I'll tell you what I will do. Let's just leave that like that and just kill the colour, I think. So it's an area of interest. Let's get rid of that. It's a bit irrelevant now. So let's just put in the overnight highs. Around about there somewhere, I'd say. Just in case we come back down. So that actually now looks really nice, doesn't it? It wasn't so big, I'd have had a go at it. It was 18 ticks and I didn't like the stem. What am I going to do all the money? Pay off these evals, I think. It's definitely hard. I mean, it would have been interesting if I'd have been able to take money out when you get to $2,600. People seem to earn more money then. I know people like Alpine. He's not earning as much money now, and Nutty as well. Because you have to trade up now. You'd normally be able to take 2,000. The downside to that, as soon as you take 2,000, effectively you've got $500 left. And it's a lot smaller amount, and I'd say 95 times out of 100 you'd end up blowing the account, and then you'd have to kind of rinse and repeat. So it didn't do us any favours, really. So I kind of like this. All these kind of rules are implementing do lean towards getting out of habits and making you a better, more consistent trader. If I could get to $2,600 now and take 2,000, I'd be doomed. I'd end up wasting the 500, and then you've got to pay another couple of 3 evals again, and then another PA account, and then build up. Whereas if you can get to $2,600 and take 500, effectively over the next month, all you got to do is make another $500, and you could potentially make that every month from each account. If you got 10 accounts, even $500 a month, it's $60,000 a year with just 10 accounts. So, the one thing I think you realise after a while, and I did it for a long time, trying to rush, trying to grow, trying to get lucky, just trying to have a lucky boost to give me a push. And excuse me a sec, sorry. Sorry about that. Dog's thrown up. Lovely. Just what you want to do, isn't it? Mopping up, dog's sick. Yeah, I'm in the middle of putting some money into my own brokerage account. I put $100 in, £100 in, and I just wanted to just check the process and make sure it went into the right account. It takes about 3 days, which is a bit long-winded. I mean, I paid it by debit card. It came straight at my bank. Why does it take 3 days? I actually converted it over to dollars on my Revolut account and sent it. It comes straight at my account. So where is it for 3 days? But I was going to put $1,000 in there and just trade a couple of micros alongside. So I'll have to talk to you guys about how to go about that. I'm assuming I need to pay for live data, which I believe is only $4 a month for my live account, but I'm not sure how to trade the two together with the one on the micro. So I'll have to have a talk to you guys. I dare say some of you probably do it. So, I mean, there's certainly going to be shorts trapped here, but this is just whipping up and down, so it could come down. It may push up from there, stop them out. It may come down here, could come down further. Nothing you can do here. It's just complete chop. Should have quit an hour ago. Yeah, I rarely take a second trade after a win. Rarely. Now, as you guys know, I don't take a huge amount of trades in a week anyway. I suppose I average 3 in a week, maybe 4, 3 probably. I dare say I'll probably average maybe 5. Now I'm down to 1 contract. A lot of times I left a trade alone. I should have took that second entry short yesterday. The setup looked great. There's just the context was coming away, but Mac did mention it as a great setup. I agree, the setup was. What made me nervous was the context. It's down here somewhere, wasn't it? Was that it there? No, it wasn't. It was better than that, I think. That was it there. So, see, he had that, didn't he? Now, in which case, it's about as good as it gets. But there was a bunch of us had different types of setup. So I think, did I have that or something? Yeah, I think I had that, and it was working along the midline. Yeah, it was. And what makes me nervous is when it doesn't get to the bottom and it starts to come away there. Did I have it like that? It starts to come away and it only got down to the midline, and a lot of times that can lead to a break. Now, I took a trade like that a few weeks ago. A bunch of us got caught out on it. I agree, the setup looks lovely. I'd have preferred a bit more of a stem and that, but it worked perfectly. But just the fact that we're not getting down here just made me a bit nervous, so I left it. That's fine. It really does never bother me. It used to, but it never bothers me in the slightest. If something doesn't feel right, I just leave it, and it really serves me well. But the setup was nice, just the context just threw me a little bit, so it never bothers me. Try to take at least 2 a day, but doesn't. Yeah, I'd rather have 3 good solid winners in a week than go a bit more. And I know I saw. Well, look at that. See, if you took that bullish bar there, triggered your drop straight down. I saw Wilson take 5 losses in a row. I don't quite know. He seems to just get into a bit of a rut or something where that's why I like 1 loss, 2 maximum a day, and you're out for the day. If you lose 2 trades in a day at our level, which I would class as non-professional, or let's call it semi-professional, I think if you lose 2 trades in a day, it's time to quit for the day. Now, that's not the same for everybody. You know, if you like that Nico wrench and you're taking 10, 15 trades a day, 2 is neither in nor there. But from a Pat's point of view, if you lose 2 trades in a day, I think it's time to give up. He took 5 trades and lost 5 in a row. If you're losing 5 high probability trades in a row, something's not right. And I think it's time to quit. So, ever since I've taken less trades, I actually don't think that's a bad setup. But I'm staying out of it. Calmness of Nico Wrench. Yeah, he's got a really he's got quite a cool voice, isn't he? Really deep, isn't he? But I don't know how he does that, I've got to say. I don't think that's a terrible trade, to be honest with you. It's 13 ticks and I am staying out of it. Facts. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trade one of my new accounts. I'm just going to toggle this off. What's one of my newer accounts? 44. Let's trade 44.
Order filled.
I'm in for 1. Just take 1 here. Because it is a failed breakout. And it's off the key entry point, isn't it? So We'll see. It may work, may not work. Mind you, we may get 2 legs down. Oh, it's not looking good all of a sudden, is it? We'll see. Maybe it'll trigger that and push up. We'll see. I don't mind trading just one account. But we're clearly in a range there, and it's a fell breakout off this key entry point, which it's not looking good, is it? I'm going to give it one extra tick. I don't mind if it doesn't work. Little double bottom there, maybe I'm saved. Something about it, I like the context, but that's why I didn't want to trade it on all my accounts. I don't mind doing it on just one of my new accounts. My new account's got nothing in yet, see, so. Sometimes if it's a strong enough position, it'd hold. We'll see. If that finishes bullish, that'll give me a little bit more confidence. Channel, 2 pushes down. It's actually sitting on the bottom there. It does look like it's going to take me out, but there we go. It is what it is.
Stop filled.
Okay. That was only on one account, so that's not terrible. It is what it is. So on that note, I think I'm going to do one actually. So down a little bit on the one. So that is it for me today, folks. I was going to finish anyway, early days. So I will leave you guys to it. So have a great day. Have a great evening. Stay safe and we'll catch up same time tomorrow. Bye for now.